Hi, my name is Michelle Colizzi and I just finished building a spacecraft that's going to Mars. This is Ask NASA and I'm here to answer your questions. As humans, we're naturally curious, right? We're natural born explorers. It's in our curiosity that we want to explore outside of Earth and explore Mars, understand what type of resources they have. Can it sustain human life? Personally, my biggest worry is just making sure that the pieces that I designed and I worked on work. We've gone through extensive testing and it's become your child and you just want to see it do its best when it gets to perform on the surface of Mars. So there are a lot of really cool instruments on board the Perseverance rover. One in particular that happens to be my favorite is MOXIE. And the purpose of MOXIE is to try to take some of the Mars atmosphere and convert that into oxygen. And the oxygen, the pure oxygen, can be used to generate fuel for a return flight home in the future from Mars, or could also be utilized for human breathing air when we do have manned missions. I think the biggest challenge is making sure that you're setting up your tests to represent the environments that they're going to see. There's a very large temperature gradient from the floor up to the top of the rover. We have chambers that simulate the heat and the radiation from the sun. So we need to make sure that all of the hardware and components that are on there can withstand a wide range of temperatures. We get wind on Mars, which blows up dust. So we veered away from solar panels to power the rover, and the atmosphere that we'll see on the journey to and on another planet are very important. I joined the ATLO team, which is assembly, test, and launch operations. And that's where all the piece parts of the hardware that all the individual engineers have designed, built, and tested come together. And we, as the ATLO team, puts all those pieces together to build the spacecraft. I was responsible for building the aeroshell. And the aeroshell consists of a back shell on the top and a heat shield on the bottom. And that's the capsule that the rover and the descent stage sit inside. The Ingenuity is mainly a proof of concept to test new technology on the surface of Mars, right? We've never flown anything on another planet before, so this will be the first time that we do. And it's also going to give us some really cool aerial shots from up above and allow us to see the terrain ahead for the Perseverance rover. So the Ingenuity helicopter is actually stored at the bottom of the rover underneath. We have what's called a belly pan that ejects with pyrotechnic devices to then allow the helicopter to drop onto the surface and stand up once the rover drives away, and then it'll take flight from there. So they're more like robot brothers, but they serve, they're both stationed on two totally different locations on the surface of Mars. And as slow as they go, I don't think it's very likely that they'll ever meet up, but they both have very important but different jobs to do on the surface of Mars. So Perseverance has this really cool robotic arm, and at the end of the robotic arm, it has a drill and a bunch of different drill bits. So based on the type of dirt or rock that we want to take samples of, it selects the right bit, and then it starts drilling these samples. That will be, we call them core samples. So they're these little slender core samples from the dirt that get put into a test tube looking metallic tube and then sealed airtight so that we can preserve the sample for when we do come and pick them back up. I think the name Perseverance has been very suiting and has hit really close to home for me, because everyone who worked on it did have to persevere in order to make this mission a reality this year. There's support from other countries who help build the instruments, from colleges, we have interns and co-op, we have scientists, we have engineers. I mean, there's so many people who come together to make a mission like this happen. I'm honored to be a part of this team who have built something absolutely amazing. And that's traveling to another planet. Like, how cool is that?
Do you have a question for NASA? Send your questions to our experts using hashtag AskNASA.